back to We're Having Fun. Hi, I'm Mark.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a great day. This is a beautiful day. Everything is grand. Because it's my birthday.
It is. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's been a good day. Been a nice chill day. Because usually my birthdays are cursed, so as long as I can get through today without anything bad happening, it's good. It's a good birthday.
Yeah, nothing bad has happened yet.
Not yet.
Actually, last week we talked about the puzzle that we were putting together that we started. It's done. Finished it today, actually.
Yay.
So, yeah.
It was very satisfying.
It was. It was very nice to finally put that last piece in and go, yay!
Yeah, now you can do other things on that table.
Yeah.
That is the thing about a puzzle. If you're not doing it in a day, you're losing a table for a while.
Yeah.
So, you need one of those special puzzle tables that fold out and have drawers for pieces and stuff. Yeah. We're not that hardcore yet.
Not yet, but maybe one day.
One day we'll get there.
Anything else going on?
No.
All right.
Is there?
I mean, it snowed.
It did. I won.
It did not stick.
It didn't, but we didn't say it. We weren't betting if it was going to stick.
It did snow. There was snow, and then
nice.
It did not stay around very long. It was
good, big, fluffy snow.
It snowed for maybe 2 hours, and then after the 2 hours, it turned back into rain, pretty much. And then it was like, okay, we're done.
It was great.
So.
But the issue was that once it actually started snowing, and I was like, hey, it's snowing, you would not come look at it. I was like, Krista, it is snowing.
I also had my dog on my lap, so...
That's true. It's true.
And he was very comfortable. I can't move if he's just laying there comfortable. It took a lot of effort to get him in the chair with me, because he hates that chair.
Yeah.
And then once he got up there, it was like, well, I don't want to make him move. He's so cute.
But I swear, if you'd have missed that snow, I was just going to lose him.
It's not like I've never seen snow before.
Never seen it like that.
Sure.
You cried. You loved it so much.
I did not.
We were watching Armageddon and you started crying.
What is that from?
The Office.
Oh.
No, that was cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we did watch, though, was the Book of Boba Fett.
I'm like, wait, what we did watch? Other than the snow, I guess?
Other than the snow. This and Armageddon. We didn't watch Armageddon.
Yeah, we did not watch Armageddon.
Yes, I haven't seen that in years.
Nope.
I don't know if I've seen it all the way through.
I have several times, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Or is it Chapter 2?
I don't know.
Probably Chapter 2 since it's the Book of Boba Fett.
Maybe. That would make sense.
I'm pretty sure that The Mandalorian has chapters instead of episodes also, so...
That sounds right.
Anyway.
I can't wait till we read the table of contents of Boba Fett.
Okay, moving on. So it starts off. He's at the palace. She's bringing in the guy that she captured.
That assassin.
Yes.
Yep.
It is an assassin of the Night Wind.
Okay.
So I did write it down. And they're like, who sent you? Who sent you to kill me? And he's like, he's not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And the protocol droid or whatever. He's not a protocol droid, but he's some kind of droid.
Yeah,
he's like,
just a droid.
Yeah, he's like, the assassins of the Night Wind will not tell you where they came from. Or
that legend is known far and wide.
It's like, okay. He's like, oh, okay, well, how about if we get the Rancor beast to interrogate you?
Yeah.
So they push him down into the pit.
Freaks out.
And I was sitting there like, wait... It's dead.
Yeah.
Do they not?
Well, they could have got another one.
Did they get a new one? So I'm like, new Rancor? And no, they didn't.
No Rancor.
No. So
he thought there was.
He thought there was going to be one, and he freaked out. And he was like, it was the mayor. The mayor sent us. And so they're like, all right. Well, you just freaked out for nothing because there's nothing down there. Mm-hmm. So they march into town because they're like, okay, mayor.
I'm going to go see that mayor.
Mm-hmm. So they show up and you immediately were like, ew.
Yes, I hate those creatures. They're like so gross.
I don't know what they're called, but
like
they
some
are
kind of like if
gross.
Cockroaches became people. I don't know. Like in a weird way.
I never would have
Or like
thought of the cockroach.
One of those like nematode tapeworms or whatever.
I don't know what that looks like.
Flatworm.
So. Yeah, a flatworm. That sounds,
It's gross.
It is pretty gross. I don't know what it's called, though, so.
Gross is what it's called.
Other than gross.
I call him Mayor.
So, yeah, he's the mayor. Or I'm assuming it's a he. Don't really know.
It's a mayor.
It's a mayor. So the mayor starts talking to him and is like, oh, well, I didn't send these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Do you think he really didn't send the guys? Or
no.
Did the guy lie? Who lied?
I think the mayor lied.
The mayor lied?
I think the mayor was probably like, I don't know.
You think the mayor lied?
Probably.
I don't know.
Because the mayor is already suspect in my eyes because of that whole thing last week.
Yeah. It seemed like they were implying that it was the other baddies.
Maybe, but I mean...
That's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. So he's like, it's the other baddies.
Yeah.
But doesn't tell them who. I don't...
Yeah, he just told him that there's a lot of people taking refuge in that one, the cantina place, pretty much, or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. So he's like, all right, well, I'm marching over to the cantina.
Yeah,
so
they
he goes over there.
What's going on.
Everybody's over there.
And you finally got to
see Jennifer Beals in there, so that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Looking good, too.
She looks great.
Looks very good. So she says something about... Is she the one who says something about the twins?
Yeah, they laid claim to
that
place.
So it's the Hutt twins.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And... Then they start hearing something coming. Some drums. And everybody walks out, and here come the Hutt twins. It's a brother and sister. Cousins of Jabba. Yeah. And they think that they're in charge now. And it's like, well, where were you when Bib Fortuna came and took over?
Yeah. I don't understand how the Hutts have this, like, so much power. How did they gain it? 'Cause
I don't know.
They can barely move.
I don't know. Because, they're in charge in, like, the Phantom Menace also.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're doing everything.
What's going on here?
I don't know. It's so weird.
So, yeah, they're a strange pair.
Yeah.
And, of course, like, the sister never really says anything to, like, the crowd. She just, like, whispers in her brother's ear. And I'm like, that's rude. Stop whispering.
Yeah, it is. They have a Wookiee bodyguard.
They do.
Yeah.
They have a Wookiee bodyguard, and Boba Fett's just kind of like, look, I don't care what your little tablet says. Yeah. I'm in charge here.
I run this land.
I run this area. You can get over it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
we don't want to spill a lot of blood in the streets. So yeah. We'll see you later, bro.
So they just like turn around and go back.
Yeah.
To where they came from.
Yeah. And then that's it for present day.
Yeah.
Then we just go back.
It shows him back in the Bacta tank. He's healing himself some more, I guess.
Always healing.
He spends a lot of time in that tank. It's like, does he just sleep there?
It's like, I had to walk a little bit today. I better get in the Bacta tank. Took a lot out of me.
Because, they didn't really get into any kind of fights.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what his deal was.
I don't know. Whatever. Maybe he's still just healing from other stuff.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, maybe he's still healing from the fight, the assassin attempt. Because did he heal from that?
I don't know. I mean, he went back into the Bacta tank, but...
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, so...
I'm starting to think he's not so tough.
Yeah. So he starts dreaming again, or flashbacks back, and the rest of the thing is just flashbacks.
Yep.
I'm kind of like, what's with all these flashbacks?
Yeah.
Can you just show the story going forward?
Well, I think because, everybody wants the backstory of Boba Fett, I'm sure there were a lot of those, like, fan books written about it and stuff.
I'm sure there are, but I feel like they could have just started from when he gets out of the Sarlacc pit and just went chronologically forward.
Yeah.
And then pick up, instead of constantly flashbacks. Because, both of these two episodes have been just Flashback City. Yeah. I'm getting kind of tired of it, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't, they don't have a lot of present day story to tell, so
because that's what I'm thinking.
Pad it out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah, they should have picked one of the stories to tell. Maybe.
Yeah,
focused on it.
Anyway, it goes back to, of course, he's with the Sand People, with the Tusken Raiders. He's just chilling. They're like teaching him how to fight and everything with their little fighting sticks.
Yeah.
They're chilling out, and suddenly, like, one of their little lizard dogs goes crazy.
Yeah.
I still don't know what happened.
I don't know why it went crazy.
And it ran off into the distance and they shot it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, okay. Because I thought something had, like, grabbed it from under the sand.
Yeah, I thought it was that sand creature.
Yeah, exactly.
That they killed in Mandalorian. Apparently not. It was just crazy.
That killed the Mandalorian? You mean the Rodian?
I didn't say... No, I was talking about... That remember in the Mandalorian where
I was talking about
Mandalorian.
I was thinking about the one last week.
Right, yeah, I wasn't.
But yeah, the
one.
crate dragon. I thought that train was the crate dragon.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because it was like coming from the distance, and I was like, "Oh, is that the crate dragon that shows up in the Mandalorian?"
Yeah. Nope.
No, it's a train.
It's a murder train.
Yeah, this murder train just shows up out of nowhere. It's just this train speeding through the dunes.
Yeah.
And they're just like shooting the banthas and the raiders
immediately.
And I'm like, what is the point of this? This is terrible.
Yeah.
So
it's weird, man.
They're real jerks. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they kill like some people. They have to they burn their bodies and everything. Mm-hmm. And and Boba's like, okay, give me a stick, give me a gun. I'm going to go take care of this.
Yeah, I'm going to stop that train.
So he goes off, and there's like this little town nearby or whatever. Yeah. And these little biker gang is there.
Yeah, the ones that had like burned that moisture farm.
Yeah, in the first episode. And they show up at this place, and they're like...
being rowdy.
They're being jerks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like stealing the food off of people's tables and the drinks and everything.
They're just chips and salsa.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how dare you? Those are my chips. And one guy tries to like stand up to him, and they fight him and everything. They just beat him up, and anyway, they're just being real bad guys.
Rude dudes.
Mm-hmm, real rude dudes. And so here comes Boba Fett, and he just opens the door and just wrecks house.
Yeah, just kills them all.
Kills them all, and then steals their bikes. Because they're like a biker gang. I mean, they're wearing like leather jackets and everything. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I wish one of those speeders was that guy who tried to stand up to him, and he goes, I was like, what the? Where's my speeder? He's like, but how am
I supposed to get home?
Why'd you steal mine?
Oh boy. But yeah, so he steals all of their speeders and takes it back. And he's like, okay, I'm going to show you how to ride these speeders. Most of the episode was him teaching them how to ride these speeders.
Pretty silly.
Yeah. And it's like, here, jump over from this speeder to my speeder. Yeah. And like, it was strange.
It was like, what is this?
They keep having these really long, like, montage kind of scenes. And really long scenes that I'm like, this could have been shortened a lot.
Yeah.
Like, last week I didn't mention it, but the part where they had captured him and he's walking along behind the banthas, that scene was way too long.
Yeah. There's
like,
a lot of
do I really have to see bantha butt for, like 10 minutes? Yeah, it wasn't 10 minutes, but it was probably like 3 minutes. It was a long time. Yeah, they could have shortened that.
Yes.
And there were some things in this one that they also could have edited a lot of fight more.
Teaching, like, okay, we get it.
He's learning to fight. Yeah, this could...
And then one time while they were learning to fight, some dude was just raking the sand. Why was he raking the sand? Did you see that guy? He just had a rake. Just raking the sand.
Well, I think they were raking the sand earlier when they were looking, like, at the beginning of the episode where they were, or when it went back into the flashback when they were looking for water or something.
Yeah, maybe. But none of them were looking for, he was just there next to them fighting, just like raking the sand.
I don't know, maybe he just likes to rake the sand. Maybe that's like his hobby.
Maybe. That's his feng shui kind of job.
Who knows? He's like, I'm trying to make a Zen garden. Leave me alone. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he teaches them how to ride the speeders, and they've come up with a plan to take out the train. Mm-hmm. So, the train shows up again, and they go after it.
Yep.
That's basically it.
They pretty much throw ropes on it and climb up and get it, and they do it.
Yeah, they fight the people on there. There's a robot that is driving the train.
Yep.
And once he finally gets up to the front of the train, the robot just jumps out the window. He's like, I don't have to deal with this anymore. And he just goes.
Yeah.
And, so they stop the train.
It wasn't a bad sequence, but it's just like, okay, I don't know what this train is. I don't care about this train.
Exactly. Which you find out what it is. There's another race that is...
fish guys.
They're like these weird fish guys, and they are transporting spice. Yeah. Because he stops them and he's like, what's on this? Is there spice on this train? And we're both like, this why is this Dune? Which I haven't even watched the new Dune, and I don't really care. I know about Dune. But I know that it's the spice and everything.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the old Dune and I've read the book, but
I have not, and I don't want to.
Anyway, but he says it's some kind of spice, and I can't remember what it is. It's not melange. And of course, they're like, we don't even know what the spice is you're talking about. What is spice?
What does it look like?
And what does it look like? And he opens, like, the next box he opens. He's like,
some guy like pulls one out and it bursts open.
It bursts open. He's like, it looks like that. And he's like, oh, yeah. So, the thing is, yeah, we have to transport it across the dunes. And he's like, okay, well, the dunes are the territory of the Tusken Raiders. So, you got to pay a toll if you're going to be going through here. Yep. And we're going to let you go and go talk to your bosses and everything. Get all that figured out, and then we should be good.
Yep.
So stop killing everybody, especially those banthas. What the heck? Trains. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, each time they came by, they shot a bantha.
Like, why? And I equated it when we were watching it. I was like, this is like people going through on trains, like just shooting buffalo.
Yeah.
And just leaving the carcasses behind. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's weird.
Anyway, yeah, it was really strange. So, yay, he did his negotiations. They go off and they celebrate. The Tusken Raiders celebrate, and they're like, okay, you're one of us now. Here, we're gonna put this lizard in your head.
Yeah, that was fun.
So, lizard up the nose, and I was like,
it will guide you.
Am out right now, 'cause no, sir. No. Nothing up the nose, nothing in the eyes.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Don't like it. So yeah, this lizard goes up his nose and guides him. And this was another sequence that could have been shortened.
Gets visions of the past.
Exactly. And
it's wrapped up in a tree.
Yeah, there's some tree in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, which is obviously real because he brings a branch back. I don't know.
I don't understand what this was.
So yeah, he gets back to camp. He's got a branch.
I thought it was going to guide him somewhere like really important, but it was just to get that branch so he can have a weapon.
Like, I mean, he has to make his own weapon to be part of the tribe or whatever. But
I guess.
I don't know. But anyway, he does get back, and the lizard jumps out of his nose. So.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't stay in there forever.
Thank goodness.
Because, yuck. Anyway, but he takes the branch. They wrap him up in, like, their kind of garb and everything.
Yeah,
and then
black cloak going on.
And so then he goes out and they teach him how to make his own staff, which he does. Then
they do a fire dance.
Yeah, they do a fire dance with the staffs, and I guess he's part of the tribe now.
Guess so.
Yay. And that's how it ends.
Like, okay. I'm not a big fan of the Tusken. I've never been a fan of the Tusken Raiders. Like, I never thought to myself, I wish I knew more about these people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
I mean, I'm fine. I like them okay. You know, in The Mandalorian, we found out that they can communicate with, like, sign language, their version of sign language kind of thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it's kind of weird because it's like, I don't know what the point of all this is.
Me neither. I mean, maybe it's like setting up a bunch of allies for him in the future.
I would assume that's what it is.
That he's gonna, like, utilize later, but it's also like...
okay.
You could have done... He could have done that, like... His whole, like, helping the kid and the tribe leader being like, you're cool.
Exactly.
That could have been more than enough.
I was going to say, what he did last week, that should have given him an in with him, to me.
That he could have been like, hey.
Exactly.
I'm calling it a favor.
I mean, unless...
we got to take down the murder train.
Yeah. Unless at some point he's going to become, like, the leader of the Tusken Raiders, and we're just going to keep getting flashbacks of him becoming leader of that, and then that
I hope not.
Parallels how he becomes leader of... You know, in Jabba's palace or whatever, but that I don't want that.
A different journey, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really feeling this, this TV show very much. So far,
it's just like, come on, let's...
do something.
Get the new stuff.
I feel like we're just dragging our feet right now.
Yeah, we don't need all this.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll pay off. Maybe
I hope so, because right now I'm just kind of like...
Yeah, it's fallen behind Mandalorian for me, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Which, I mean, it doesn't have Grogu, so it's going to be real hard for it to get
But even leaving out, like, the Grogu stuff, I feel the Mandalorian stuff was better.
Yeah.
So, we'll see, though. Do you know how many episodes it is?
No, I'm assuming it's 6.
6? That's it?
Isn't that usually how many? Well, I feel like...
Wasn't the Mandalorian like 9 or 12?
Mandalorian, I think, was 8.
Was it 8?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can look it up and see if I can find something. I think it's 7.
Okay. Really need to get something going here. Mm-hmm. This is getting ridiculous. Well, anyway, shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really have much to say about that because it was not the best. So, the movie we watched this week was one we were going to watch at one point and then didn't.
We were going to watch it when it came out in theaters, but there was so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, something. Like, yeah, I don't remember what
Well, I mean,
happened.
it was like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
And
We just didn't get a chance to go see it.
yeah.
And that's when we did, like, Hawkeye, I think.
Yes, so we went ahead and just did the 2 episodes of Hawkeye
Yeah.
instead. So yeah, we had planned on going to see it, but we didn't get to.
But now it's on Disney Plus, so
Yeah.
we watched Encanto.
Yeah.
About a magic house with a magic family, and they have a magic candle. Mm-hmm. Gives them powers.
It does.
Lin-Manuel Miranda did the music,
Yes.
right? And that's all I knew coming in, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I knew too.
Yeah.
Well, except for the main character is the only one in the family who doesn't have
Right.
a magic power.
Right. Yeah.
So that was going into it, that's basically all I knew.
Yeah. And this is Disney. It's not Pixar, right?
It is Disney, yes.
Okay. There's supposed to be another Pixar coming out, I think, to Disney Plus.
There is, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be free.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they've been doing that with the Pixar ones. They've been...
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I know. It's kind of like they're like, oh, well, this isn't Disney, it's Pixar, so we're just going to have that for free. And then the Disney stuff we're going to do either where you have to pay extra or you have to go to the theaters first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing that, because this is like the 3rd Pixar one that they will be putting out for free.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's the 3rd, because there was Onward,
Soul.
so
forth.
and then this next
Luca.
one. Oh yeah, Luca. I forgot about Luca. We did Luca.
We did it.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about Luca. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then the new one is called Big Red, maybe?
Yeah, that
Something like
sounds
that.
right.
It's about a girl who turns into a red panda.
Oh, yeah.
It's real strange looking.
I love red pandas.
It looks real cute.
Yeah.
Just
I haven't seen any trailer or anything.
I've seen a trailer for it. It's like, I think the only thing I've seen, her mother is like really protective of her or something. So she's like standing outside of the window at school while the girl is at school. And she's like...
Oh, you know what? Maybe I did see that.
She's like kind of like waving at her like, hey, you know. And
it's so creepy.
And she's like, she gets freaked out about it and she turns into a giant panda.
Yeah.
A giant red panda. So anyway, so that was coming. So, but that is Pixar.
Yeah.
But this is Disney.
This is Disney. Mm-hmm. # this is Disney.
It's so hard to tell the difference now, though, because they look so alike now.
Yeah, they do.
Because Disney stuff, the Disney ones are basically computer generated now anyway.
Right, yeah, they're not hand-drawn anymore.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so this family, the grandmother and grandfather had to flee their village.
Yes.
It was under attack from soldiers.
Yes.
Conquistadors or something.
It never really tells exactly who it is.
Yeah.
But some group on horses come in and they're like setting fire to the town and everything. So everybody in the town leaves.
Yep.
And they're being chased down.
She's got 3 kids.
Yes.
3 little babies.
Yep. Like triplets, I guess. As they're getting away, the grandfather gets killed.
Yeah, he stops to confront the soldiers to slow him down
so that everybody else can get away, and he gets killed, and then she's holding a candle.
Yeah.
And
they're going in the dark, so they're using it to see.
And I guess she just like prays for a miracle or something.
Yeah. And she kind of like falls or goes to her knees and puts the candle down and gains magic.
Well, see, she doesn't really gain magic, though.
Yeah, no, the candle is what I said.
But yeah, the candle becomes a magical candle, and it kind of like blows the bad guys away.
Yeah.
But you don't see that till later.
Yeah.
But it does that.
And then it forms a bunch of mountains around them so that they can't get in.
To protect them and all the other people.
Yeah.
And then it creates a house for her and the babies.
Yes. Because there were some villagers that kind of followed them.
Yes.
And so they're protected now. And they build a little village around the house also. Yep. So when the kids get of age, they get a little magical, what is it called? What's that?
A gift?
Yeah, but they have a little thing.
Little ceremony?
Ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have a little ceremony where they get their magic gift.
Yes.
And they open a door or touch a magic door.
Yeah.
And it gives them their gift. And then that is their room in the house.
Yep. I don't know all their names.
Okay, let me see if...
I know Frida controls the weather.
That's not... I don't think her name is Frida.
Yes, it is.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I think her name is Peppa.
Oh, crap, it's Peppa. Forgot about...
God, am I gonna... Let me see if I can find the...
There's Bruno, who can see visions of the future.
Yes.
There's Marita's... Is it Marita? Is that her name?
Okay, there's Peppa or Peppa, who her mood affects the weather. Mm-hmm. There's Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno.
Don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, she does this whole song at the beginning where she's talking to the village kids about all the powers that her family has. And what's her name again?
Mirabelle.
Mirabelle, okay.
It sounds a lot like Miracle.
Yeah, and they're just like, Bruno had a vision and it was really freaky, so he disappeared. And they're like, whoa, can we go back to that? But no, they just keep moving on.
Yeah.
And then what's her mom's name?
Her mom's name is Julieta. Or Julieta, probably.
So she can make perfect recipes that can heal people and
stuff. I'm thinking it's Julieta. But
Julieta.
Sounds more like it, but...
Probably. And then there's the grandchildren.
Yes.
There's Luisa, who is really strong.
Yes.
There's Isabella, who's like perfect and can create flowers.
Yes.
And then there is
Dolores. Who can hear things from really far away. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There is Camillo, who can shapeshift.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter. Change into anybody. Mm-hmm.
And then there's Antonio, and he is the youngest one. He is about to get his gift on the day that it starts.
Right. And she had her ceremony, Mirabella did.
Mirabelle had her ceremony. You find out that during hers, she walked up the stairs and she was opening her door. Because she has to, like, say something to, like, the candle. She has to, like, touch the candle.
Yeah, just say you'll honor the family or something like that.
Whatever.
Protect the family.
Something like that. And then walks to the door and opens the door. And when she touches the knob, the door, like, goes away. Mm-hmm. It just fades away. And they're all like, oh, what?
That's rough.
What are we supposed to do? Antonio's ceremony is that day, and he's kind of nervous about it and everything, and everybody's kind of nervous about it because they're like, what if it happens again? Because Mirabelle was the last one to try it.
They're worried the power's fading.
Yes. So he's kind of scared, and he gets her to, like, walk him up the stairs and everything to the door.
So he was staying in the room with her. It's like the nursery, right? So she has to, like, take care of the kids, I guess.
I guess so.
The newborns.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have another room. She has to stay in the nursery because it only creates rooms when somebody has magic.
They can't, like, build on another room for her. That's just messed up, man. It doesn't have to be, or just repurpose, like, part of another room for her room or something. Come on. They are so mean to this girl.
They are ridiculously mean to her.
It's rough. Yeah. Just because she doesn't have powers. Yeah. They look down on her real bad.
There are so many times where, like, everybody's doing stuff and she's just kind of, like, in the corner by herself, like, in the shadows. Like, I don't know what to do because I don't have powers. In the way. Yeah. Oh, also, it talked about her dad. Her dad is very accident prone, and he keeps getting, like, stumbling into bees.
He cannot avoid bees. He gets stung, like, 3 times by bees.
I mean, it's a good thing that he married the woman that he did, because she's the one who can heal with the food.
Yes.
So, anyway, so she takes Antonio, and they go up the stairs and everything, and he does the little ceremony. He has his little ceremony. He's wearing this cute little white outfit with, like, little white vest and everything. Kid. So cute. Yeah. So he gets up there, and he touches the door, and they're all kind of, like, holding their breath. It's like, what if this doesn't work? What if we've lost everything? But it works, and he gets powers, and he can talk to animals.
He can.
So that's his powers.
A little toucan, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Tudyk toucan.
Yep. So he opens the door, and his room is this huge, like, jungle. Yeah. With a bunch of animals and everything.
Yep.
So
pretty
like cool.
The Doctor Who telephone booth, because it's bigger on the inside.
Yes, it's a lot like the TARDIS.
Yes, they're all so happy, and they take a picture without her.
Yep, they take a family picture, and they don't say, "Hey, everybody in the family." They're just like, "It's a family picture," and then
rude.
She's still standing there.
She's right there.
It's like, you couldn't just say, hey, Maribel, get in here. No, of course not.
So messed up.
So,
this family, I don't know about this family.
Yeah.
So she starts singing a song, pretty much just saying she's pissed.
And while she's singing the song, she's like outside of the door because everybody like that came for the party and stuff for the ceremony is inside of the room.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah, so she's singing and everything, and the house starts cracking around her. And she's like, oh no, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So she runs inside the room and
cuts
she tells
herself
them,
on a tile even and stuff. Yeah.
And so she runs inside and tells them the house is cracking.
Yep.
And when they walk out, it's not. It's fine. It looks fine. And so, of course, they don't believe her. And she's like, why would I lie about this?
Yeah. But why wasn't it cracked anymore?
Why couldn't anybody else see it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I mean, she couldn't see it either.
Yeah.
At that point.
Maybe it was just part of like, maybe she kind of has a bit of a vision kind of thing.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But then she decides to like go up to the candle and see if she can figure out what's going on. And while she's up there, her grandmother is at the candle.
Yeah.
And she actually does believe that something's going on.
Yeah.
But she doesn't say anything.
Yeah. So Maribel is gonna figure it out. Find out what's going on. She talks to the person that can hear everything.
Yes.
Like,
her cousin Dolores. And so she's like, well, I don't know anything about it, but I could hear Luisa twitching her eye last night in her room.
Yeah, which never happens.
Yes, which never happens. So then she goes to talk to Luisa.
Yeah, who is the strong one.
Yeah, she's the strong one. And
Luisa,
she has this song.
Yeah, she's going and gathering donkeys that had escaped for the village.
Yes.
And she's piling them up on her shoulders and everything. Her song is about how she's overwhelmed and she can't, if she fails, like, she's holding up the whole family.
Yeah, she feels pressure to be strong when maybe she doesn't feel strong.
Yeah. The donkeys in the song are
dancing with her.
Yeah, it's dancing weird. With her. You notice.
I actually liked it, so.
There's one part where they're on the Titanic and about to hit the iceberg, and
yes,
the donkeys are playing the violins.
Yes.
It was very silly background stuff to a very serious song.
Yeah.
like so much serious stuff is going on, and you just see a donkey in the background just writhing its hips around. Yeah.
So then at the end of the song, she basically tells Maribel that when she started seeing the cracks, she felt weaker. And then like through the rest of the movie, she starts feeling weaker and weaker, and it shows her like trying to move stuff, and she's like, I can't move it anymore.
Yep.
So anyway, she suggests that Maribel should go to Bruno's tower because he had a vision about the family's magic, and maybe she can find what the vision was.
Yeah.
So that's where she heads next. It's this tower. The door on it is no longer like magical looking. So she goes in there. It's this huge, like, it's like she's at the bottom of a ravine or a cavern.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
like what Batman had to climb out of in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
kinda
coming
like
out
that.
a big hole with stairs. So she has to go up a bunch of stairs.
Yeah. But before she goes up, the parrot came in with her.
The toucan.
Toucan.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. So the toucan is in there with her, and she's like, oh, good, I won't have to walk up there all by myself, and it just flies up to the top. She's like, okay, well, never mind. So she gets up there and realizes there's like this chasm at the very top, and so she has to like swing across it. She makes it and everything.
Yeah, surprising.
And then like part of the cliff falls down, and and the parrot gives her this look at one point that's just like, I keep saying parrot. The toucan gives her this look that is just like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, why are you so down on her? You're like everybody
really
else in this
her.
family. Come on. So she goes inside. The toucan is following her until I forget what happens. That
they're looking at like this carve out. It's like of Bruno's face or something, and I think like the mice
go in
there. Yeah, and it scared them.
I guess it scares the toucan because the toucan just flies away, and she's like, oh, okay, cool.
There was like a jump scare on him, and he took off.
Yeah.
She
anyway,
went on in.
So she goes in. She finds the shards of
last vision he had.
Last vision, yeah.
Which, by the way, Bruno's room sucks.
Oh, yeah.
He had to live in this crappy room. No wonder he left.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to live in that. He's just a big hole and a lot of sand. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Bruno had it rough.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So anyway, she goes, she finds the pieces, the shards, and she starts putting them together. And it's a picture of her.
Yeah.
In front of
each one she puts together, it starts cracking.
It starts to crack
her.
So
eventually sand starts filling the room. She's got to get out of there.
So she makes it out of Bruno's room.
So she's got all the shards, and she gets back to her room, and who sees her?
Well, her aunt comes in, the one that does the weather. She comes in at one point, but then she leaves, and then her dad comes in. And he actually sees that she does put the whole picture together. Yeah. And you can see that it is, that it's her in front of the cracking house.
And they're like, one way it's not cracked, another way it is cracked.
Well, you don't see that until later, though.
Okay. Well, spoilers.
But yeah, it's cracked. They're talking about it, and they're like, we can't tell anybody else because her sister, Isabella, is about to get engaged. And they're having like a big party so that...
It's going to be a big dinner,
Yeah, a big dinner, and he's going to propose and everything.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we've got to keep it a secret. Yep. And then the door opens, and they see Dolores is across the way, and she's heard everything.
Of course.
And he's like, she's going to tell everyone. She can never keep a secret.
Yeah.
So at the...
None of them can keep a secret.
No.
They're terrible.
So at the dinner, she's like keeping her eye on Dolores. And as soon as she loses eye contact... Dolores tells somebody, and then that person tells somebody, and it ends up getting...
It just goes all the way.
All the way around. The rats show up at some point and put the...
What's up with those rats? Why'd they do that?
I don't know. They put together the vision, and... The grandmother sees it. Everybody gets mad. And
the guy still tries to propose.
He does still try to propose.
And he gets hit in the face.
And
by like one of Isabella's plants.
Yeah. She like shoots a plant up out of the ground, and he just like gets hit in the nose with like a rose, because that's all she can make at that point.
Yeah, maybe.
But I guess it was a real hard rose. I don't know.
So, with enough velocity. And you gotta wonder, was it on purpose maybe? A little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We'll get to that.
I forgot that before that when her aunt came in, the one that controls the weather,
Peppa.
That's when they do the "We Don't Talk About Bruno" song.
Yeah,
forgot about that. So because she asks about Bruno, and they talk about how Bruno said it would rain on
their wedding,
and everything, and it did. It came like a hurricane, and he said that he told one woman that her fish would die, and it did the next day.
Another guy would get fat,
and he did, and it's like
another guy would lose his hair, and he did,
and so basically everything that Bruno says turns into something terrible. Although he told Isabella that she would have like a great life, and and of course
she would find her true love.
Yeah, and of course Mirabelle's like, of course he would give you something great because you're Miss Perfect.
Yeah,
and then said that the guy that Dolores fell in love with would
she said that he would the guy she loved would always be out of her reach.
Yeah, technically not true.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So I guess
visions may not have always been right. But maybe they're not all set in stone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
So yeah, once the grandmother sees all that and all the chaos takes place, the rats steal the vision again, all the shards, and they take off with it.
Yes.
And so Mirabelle, right? Mirabelle. She takes off after them.
Yes.
And then she finds that there's a secret passageway behind a picture.
Yes.
And so she goes and investigates. She's very brave.
Like, yeah, she is.
Once she makes it down the passageway, there's like lightning, and suddenly this guy has one of the things, and he's kind of scary, and then he's gone as soon as like it.
And she just keeps going.
She just takes off after it and doesn't think about it. She's gone, man.
I gotta figure out who this is.
Yeah.
So she goes after him.
And it is Bruno.
It is Bruno. It is her Uncle Bruno.
He's been living inside the walls the whole time. And which, whenever Dolores earlier was saying about the eye twitching thing.
Yeah, she said she can hear him in the walls. Or she can hear him every day, is what she says, I think.
Okay. She said that the only people worried were the rats in the walls. And that, so she was talking about the rats because they work for Bruno. They know, I feel like what's going on.
Yeah, I thought she said that she could hear him too, and the sand.
Yeah, she said that later, but that was like very early on. She was hinting toward this.
Yeah.
So that was a cool little thing.
So anyway, she's chasing Bruno, and there's like this big hole in the ground, and he gets across it, and she kind of stops for a second, and then she goes and she jumps, she makes her way across it, but then of course, what is it about her jumping across things and then it immediately tries to like fall from underneath her? So she's like barely hanging on to this like piece of bamboo or whatever, and she's about to fall. She loses her grip or whatever, and she's falling, and a hand reaches out, and it's, of course, Bruno has come to save her. And so he's about to pull her up, he tries to pull her up, but then they both kind of fall, and then he's holding her. Yeah. Or no, she's holding him, So she's holding his hand, and then a rat, like, crawls up his sleeve and, like, is on her hand, and she freaks out and drops it.
He just falls into the abyss.
But you find out that the hole's not very, not very deep.
Yeah.
So he's fine.
That was a funny little moment.
So they kind of talk and everything, and she realizes, he's been living here, and there's this one little spot,
little crack in the
wall, and it's right into, he can see into the dining room where the table is set, and he has a little table set on the other side of it with his own little
so he can eat with a family.
His little painted plate with his name, and I was like, that is the saddest thing. But, oh my gosh.
It was rough. Poor guy.
Poor Bruno.
Yeah. And he says he left because he wasn't helping the family.
Yes.
And so he had to go.
And he says that he didn't really see all of the prediction. So she asks him to try to do it again. Yeah. And he's like, well, I need a big place to do this. And they're like, where can we go? And then little Antonio pops in, and he's like, well, you can go to here. Because, of course, the rats came to him and told him that they were in there. So he does whatever he does to get his visions. Yeah. And he sees the vision again, and she sees it too with him.
Yeah, it's like in a sand whirlwind kind of deal.
So they're looking at the vision, and it's kind of like out of order. But she sees, like, at one point, she sees like a butterfly landing on a piece of grass, and she sees like the candle fall over. She sees Antonio almost get smashed by like this big painting kind of thing, or a door or something. I don't know exactly what it was. She sees, I forget what else.
Her and Isabella.
Yeah, that she's hugging somebody, and finally they see that it's Isabella.
And the candle gets brighter.
Yes. So she's like, oh, well, I've just gotta hug my sister. And she's like, oh no, I have to hug my sister.
Yeah, because she starts out by making it like, she'll never hug me, she doesn't like me, and all this stuff. And it's like, well, it's about you. You have to go do it. You have to want to hug her and everything. So she had to kind of self-reflect on that. It wasn't just the sister hating her. She also kind of had bad vibes toward her sister too.
Yeah, definitely. So she goes to Isabella's room, and she's in there, and she is not happy because she was about to get proposed to, and all of that messed up. But then it turns out, while they start like arguing and everything, it turns out that Isabella didn't even like the guy. Yeah. She was just doing it for the family. Yeah. And then she makes a cactus grow out of the ground, and that's the first thing she's ever been able to do other than roses.
Yeah, that's not like perfect.
Yeah, that's not like beautiful and everything. And she's like, wow, I can make this. So then she starts like making all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. And she's just loving it. And she's like, at the end of they have like a little song and everything, and they hug and
they hug in front of the candle,
and it flares up and everything. And she's like, yes. And then the cracks go away. Yeah. And then
it's working.
They're like, it's working. Everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be back to normal. Yep. And then the grandmother comes in.
And that grandmother.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah. She's something else.
The worst.
Yeah. So she basically blames Mirabelle for everything.
Yeah. And Mirabelle's like, nah, bro.
No, it's not my fault. It's yours.
Yeah, you're messing up this family. There's too much pressure on everybody to be perfect. And do their job or whatever.
Yeah. While they're arguing, the whole house just starts falling down. And then they notice that the candle has fallen.
Falls down.
And so she goes after the candle. Everybody kind of goes to try to get the candle.
But they're losing their powers as their doors are being destroyed, basically. Yeah. So, but she gets there. She gets the candle.
And you can see like all the things, the little things like Antonio almost getting hit and stuff like that. You can see all these things happening.
It's all coming together.
And so she does make it up there to the candle, and she brings it down. And the house the candle is supposed to last forever. Right. It's supposed to always have a flame. And it's always been like the same size too, the same height. But by the time she gets it, and
it's a nub.
It's just like the very end of the wick.
Yep.
And it goes out.
It does.
And the house basically dies.
Yep. Crumbles around her, but it protects her in the end, like until the very end. It was very sweet of the house. And
then like the mountain around the village too, it like splits in half. Mm-hmm. So they're like, what are we going to do? We don't have our magic anymore. The whole family's basically fallen apart. Yep. And so she runs away. And she runs away like I did when I was a kid and gets like a block over. Yeah. And just sits there and is found immediately. Yeah, so she goes through the little split in the mountain and there's a river on the other side. Yeah. And she just kind of sits there and cries. And her grandmother shows up. And that's when we learn a little bit more about her story. Mm-hmm. Because that's the river where Pedro died. Her grandfather. Yeah, the grandfather. Yeah. She hasn't been back there since the house was built. So it shows like her meeting Pedro and telling him that them getting married and her telling him that they're going to have 3 babies. Yeah, that's cute. And then they have to leave and everything. The miracle happens after he dies. Mm-hmm. And that's where we see it blows the soldiers away. Yeah. And then she basically says, I only saw my family as the gifts. Yeah. Instead of as individual people and everything. So it was my fault. Yep. So I guess they make up. So they make up. They go back. Oh, because Bruno shows up and he's like, oh, yeah. He shows up on a horse, just some random horse. It's like, it wasn't even a donkey. I figured it'd be a donkey. But he shows up and they go back because he tries to take the blame. He's like, it was me. I showed her a vision and all this stuff. After they already made up. Yeah. So they all go back and they're just all happy to be back together as a family. Yeah. And they took Bruno back in. Yes. And then all of the townspeople show up. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, heard you need a house. Uh-huh. They want to help. So they all get together and they build a new house. Because the family's been helping the village. Like, that's, like... They use their magic for everything. For helping the village all the time. Exactly. Yeah. So they're repaying that kindness. Yes. They rebuild the house, and the very last thing... I mean, it's not, like, perfect, because, it doesn't have to be. But it's good. But it's a nice little house. Yeah. And the only thing it's missing is the doorknob. Mm-hmm. So they give Mirabelle the doorknob to put it in place. It has the M on it, just like the magical door that she tried to open when she was little. That disappeared. Yeah. So she goes to put the doorknob in, and when she does, the magic comes back, basically. And they're, like, singing to her about, that they love her and all this stuff, and it's really sweet. It was a nice moment. Did I cry? Yes, you did. Yes, I did. That's all right. It was really touching. I'm fine! It was a good thing to cry to. Cried several times. Yeah. Basically, from the moment that it showed the grandpa dying to the end of the movie, I was just like... Just crying. Oh, boy. I'm not crying, I promise. Yeah. It's just raining on my face. So, yeah, the magic goes back, and they all have their powers again, and they're back to normal, but, Luisa is taking it easy in a hammock. She's not always working. Yeah, because she was working, like, all the time. Anytime something... Like, she would walk into town and everybody's like, hey, my house is leaning, so she'd fix it. And, hey, this needs to be done. She'd fix it. And so she was just always doing stuff for people. And so now she's learning to take some time for herself. Yeah. Isabella is kind of, like, doing her own thing, I guess, because she's like, well, I don't have to be perfect now, so I can do whatever I want. I can create what I want. So she seems to be having a good time being herself. Dolores is getting with that fiance. Yeah, Dolores gets with the guy that she was in love with, but he was going to marry her cousin. But Mirabelle introduces them. Yeah. And he automatically, like, immediately starts talking about marriage. And she's like, okay, slow down. I'm glad they did that. That's good. Yeah, it was cute. Take it slow, bro. So, yeah. And then, of course, Bruno is part of the family again. Yeah. And they all get together and they take a family picture. Yeah, they actually include her. In there. Yeah. So, yeah. It was very cute. It was. It's a good movie. I liked it. Good songs. Yeah. I feel like they weren't quite as catchy as some others, but I mean, also, sometimes it takes a while to, you have to listen to the songs a few times. Yeah. I feel like there was a lot, I'm trying to explain this without making it sound bad, because it's not bad, but like the first song, there were so many people singing that it was like, it was too much.
Yeah, it was, when she's explaining to the kids and they start pressuring her to tell her what her gift is, and she doesn't want to tell them.
Yeah.
So she keeps like going really quickly through all the other people's powers.
I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, and just like recapping everything, and it just kept getting more frenzied and faster. And yeah, it was harder to tell what was going on toward the end of it, but...
It wasn't just that one though either, because it was the one that Isabella and Mirabelle sing.
Yeah, that was...
It was... Because when there was more than like one character singing...
Yeah.
It was like they were trying to sing two different things, and that always throws me off.
Yeah.
Which they do that a lot in like Broadway stuff too, and I'm just like, I don't know who I'm supposed to be like listening to, and it takes me a while to kind of get used to it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's just me, but it's kind of discordant, I guess.
I get that. But I really liked the Spanish songs, and they were really good. I thought, like, I'd like to listen to them some more. I just, like I said, in The Heights, like, since, growing up, I had a lot of friends from Mexico and stuff. I still have a lot of love for Latin music and culture and stuff. So, yeah, I loved that part of it. So, yeah, I enjoyed it.
I really liked the song that Luisa sang. That was probably my favorite one.
That was a good one. That was a good song.
It sounded like something that you would hear on the radio, kind of. It was kind of poppy, but not too, too much. But.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm glad we watched it.
Me too. I'm looking at the Disney Wiki, of course. It says, the opening sequence depicting young Alma and Pedro escaping their village is based on the Colombian Civil War.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't give a direct time period, as Colombia experienced numerous civil wars in the past.
Yeah.
But due to the lack of modern technology during the sequence and the fact the soldiers were still on horseback and used swords, it's possible that the Civil War depicted is the Thousand Days War, which took place between 1899 to 1902. As a result, given that the Enchanted Candle has been intended for 50 years, the current events from the film would have taken place between the 1950s or early 1960s.
Interesting.
Which would kind of fit with their clothes and some of the other things, because like it mentions like the camera. Because when the camera takes a picture of them, it's kind of an older style camera. So.
It is. But rats can use it, so it's easy to use.
Obviously. Oh, boy. Also, this is only the second Disney animated movie that has a foreign title.
What was the other one?
The other one is Saludos Amigos.
Oh, yeah. That's right. What was the other one that has them in it?
The Three Caballeros.
So isn't that?
But three is an English word, so...
Okay. All right.
Caballeros isn't, but three is, because, if it was actually in a foreign, the full thing. Because, I mean, I'm sure there are other ones that you could say that were kind of close, but...
101 Dalmatians.
Oh, gosh. No, maybe not. I don't know, but yeah.
Fox and the Hound.
Oh, my God. No.
Oh, we're having fun. So, since this was a Colombian-based movie, we were like, we need to get Colombian snacks.
Yeah, it's real hard to find snacks from Colombia.
In Alabama.
Yeah, because we were like, what can we get? And we looked up different stuff. And it's funny when you look up Colombian drinks, it's like everything is alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I put like non-alcoholic, it was like, here, you could try this one, an alcoholic drink. I'm like, that's specifically what I asked not to have.
There were some like there's like oatmeal
smoothies and stuff like that.
Well, they also just drink like oat milk and stuff.
Yeah, apparently,
and like coconut.
Yeah, a lot of
kind of things,
stuff like that. So
but we couldn't find any of that.
No.
Well, we did find some oat milk, but it didn't look great.
Yeah. So, but most of the stuff that you find around here is from Mexico. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if it had taken place in Mexico, it would have been great. We could have found all kinds of stuff. We found a lot of stuff. Saw a lot of stuff from El Salvador.
Yeah, some Guatemala.
Some Guatemalan stuff, yeah.
A lot of Central America.
Yeah, a lot of Central America, not as much South America kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we did find one
something.
thing, and they're called Maduritos. Maduritos?
Sure. Maduritos. Sounds right to me.
Maduritos.
They are sweet plantain chips.
Yes.
Which we know I'm not a big banana man.
And I'm not a banana chip kind of person, so I'm thinking this is not going to be the best, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be really good.
I did have, whenever I went to an African restaurant in Austin, Texas, I had a dish that was rice and chicken and plantains and spices or whatever, and it was very good.
I mean, I've never had plantains, but I've heard the plantains are really good, and I've always kind of wanted to try them. Yeah, like I said, I don't like banana chips.
Yeah.
I say I don't like banana chips. I'd rather have a banana chip than an apple chip.
Oh, I like apple chips. I've never had banana chips, so I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and
open
them.
I won't make you any apple chips then.
Okay, good. Okay.
Alright.
They look interesting.
They don't smell terrible.
Oh, they don't smell good, but they don't smell bad either. That's just kind of like a neutral kind of smell.
Kind of smell like, they smell like vegetable chip kind of.
Yeah.
Or fruit chips.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what you would expect.
It is.
So.
I like them. I like these kind of chips. Like, I like those bags of, like, sweet potato and beet chips you can buy. I like those.
I do not like those.
I love them. They're good.
I'll eat them if they're, like, the only thing available, but...
Yeah. This is very similar in my mind.
They're fine. I'm not gonna, like, eat the whole bag or anything. I'll eat this.
I'll eat it.
I'll eat this one, and this will be the last one I eat, I'm sure.
I'm probably gonna eat these. I'm digging them. They're not, like, they don't have any, they're not, like, flavored. They're just straight up original recipe. They're made by Mate. Didn't expect that.
I would think it'd be...
It's not Mate.
I'm like, it's got an accent over the E.
Yeah, I like that. So what would you rate these guys?
Like I said, I don't really like them that much, but...
Are we going to break up over it?
No, they're not that bad.
Can Cameron not come to Christmas because of these?
They're not that bad. I would probably give them like a 3.
A 3? Okay.
I mean, they're fine. It's just I don't really like them that much.
Yeah.
But they're not like, oh, this is disgusting kind of thing. It's just like, they're fine. I think that...
I might have to take these slow because I feel a little tickle from them. So... yeah, I might not be able to eat it all at once, but
yeah,
I'll eventually get it down. But yeah,
I think the second one that I had was a little bit better.
There's a lot of times where I would prefer those like beet chips and stuff over just regular chips, like potato chips.
You're insane.
No. If they weren't so darn expensive and give me heart attacks whenever I go to the bathroom over what I find from beet chips. If you've had them, you know.
Oh gosh.
And I would get those over regular chips all the time. Like Sprouts makes like veggie chips, where it's just like kind of the stuff with just all kinds of different vegetables. And I love those things. They're so good. But I don't know that these are as good as those, but they're close. I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
Maybe a 5.5.
Okay.
6.
All right. Final answer.
5.5. We got it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not bad. Better than I thought they'd be. I don't know why I was expecting it. I don't know what I was expecting.
I was expecting them to be thicker.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because I was thinking of banana chips, and banana chips can be pretty thick sometimes, and sometimes they're hard to eat.
Dang, they're thick.
I mean, they can be like almost break your teeth. They're so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But these are actually not bad. They're crispy, like a chip, like a potato chip. Because they're a little bit thinner, so I do like that about them.
Yeah.
I think I would rather eat those than banana chips.
Yeah, I would too, for sure.
They're always crunchy, according to the package.
They are. You can't deny that.
Pretty crunchy.
They are crunchy. All right, well, that's it for this week's episode.
Yeah, I guess so.
Guess so. Please. Please. Talk to us on Twitter. Let us know what you thought about Encanto.
If you've seen it.
If you've seen it, how you think Boba Fett's going. Mm-hmm. We'd like to know. We'd like to hear from you. And that is at Having Funcast on Twitter. or on Facebook at Having Fun Pod, or
you can go to our YouTube channel because we do still have that.
We do still have it. We haven't been shut down yet.
You never know with YouTube. But yeah, we do have that, and it is We're Having Fun Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we also have our email where if you would like to email us, you can send that to... I was like, wait, what is it? havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. So yeah, we are going to go enjoy the rest of my birthday. We hope that you will also have fun until next time, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.